Hello and welcome back. It's IESF and the European qualifiers. It's the penultimate day. So that means this is the second to last day for all you non English majors out there. And we got ourselves a good series to start off with. It's going to be a good one. I've been waiting for this matchup and hoping we get this matchup. And it is Greece against Sweden. Should be fun. I'm excited for it. Are you?
Yeah, two of the main favorites. This is basically a grand final because whoever wins qualifies,
True.
and the other one's going to drop to the lower bracket, but it's probably also going to make it. Like I think we're going to see both of the teams at the LAN finals. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. I think Sweden lost a total of one map. How many did Greece lose? Zero? Might have
Greece
lost any.
lost one in the. They lost to Kosovo.
Out of all teams. Okay, wow.
Yes. So
That is
they
very
lost to
interesting. So
Kosovo.
both teams are sitting at one loss, right? Overall?
Yeah, because Sweden dropped a game to North Macedonia, which is part of our potential highlight package here. We'll
Yeah.
see if they're in this one, but yeah, we saw a couple of good games yesterday. Belarus handily taking out Moldova 2-0. And then I think we saw Bulgaria take out Croatia. And then
Also
actually,
2-0, very convincing.
and then Bulgaria ended up taking out Poland because Nisha was not there as he was taking second in the EWC. So
Yeah.
Poland's actually out.
Yeah, it feels double bad for Nisha because he got clapped in the finals, and then his team got clapped in the National Cup too.
Yeah. And then
Ah.
Romania has made it a little bit further. Like Romania, they're actually going to be our next matchup. They'll be taking on Turkey. And it's Bulgaria, North Macedonia. North Macedonia very close to qualifying here, and I favor them over Bulgaria. They have looked really good. Yeah, they dropped the series to Sweden, but they took a game, and they've been pretty clean otherwise.
Yeah, they look good. Definitely the team that surprised me the most in this whole qualifier. And we'll see. They're definitely also improving as like time goes on. They've been getting better every match,
Yeah, definitely. Agreed.
which is not easy in a stacked tournament like this, right?
No, not at all. Not easy at all. And we'll have to see if they can continue their ways. As of course, qualifying here is not like the Asia qualifiers we had before, where there's an Asia final. This, you qualify top 5, straight to the finals.
Yeah, that means you're instantly in.
Yeah, you're instantly in against Saudi Arabia, Mongolia, Egypt, and South Africa, right?
Which obviously, I mean, I wonder. Obviously, it's an advantage because you know that you're in for sure. But if you make it out of the Asia qualifier, let's say like beat China or something, like you're gonna be feeling really good and really ready for the main event. That is not too long after that, and potentially, if you qualify now, the main event is not until like what is it, 3.5
November.
months later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much real practice are you really gonna get in? It could potentially be for some teams a disadvantage. For others, an advantage.
Yeah, we'll have to see who they announce for the China roster. They still have yet to do that. Nothing's been decided for that just yet. It would be interesting to see who they put on that Chinese roster. Because from the
Extreme
Asia
Gaming.
qualifiers, it could be them, yeah. I mean, from the Asia qualifiers, it's going to be the top 4 team.
Yeah. Still strong competition. Not going to be easy at all.
Yeah.
Obviously, China. I think no matter who they field, probably going to be the favorite there.
Yeah, I would say that. Not no matter who, but if it's people who are relevant in the scene, I think.
Yeah, of course, which I'm expecting to happen.
Yeah.
Although I'm a little sad about Jure, obviously.
Yeah, big changes to that roster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially some of their names, they've been
in China for a while.
Yeah, announcing like retirement and coming back and retiring again and coming back again. So I really wonder, how many more times they're gonna do that.
Yeah, no
Or
official announcement from any of those players in terms of retirement from like FY or Ori or Lanham. But the pickup on that roster is decent. Han, Planet, as well as Pichu,
yeah,
all playing at the Clavision Snow Ryu event. And that's a good event coming up, too.
is it a lot?
Yeah, it's a LAN event in China. 10 teams. Was 12, but Secret and Nouns dropped out. So, you know, it's a fun looking event. And, you know, we got this one going on right now. We got the Greece versus Sweden matchup. So, we haven't seen these teams on the main broadcast just yet. So,
No, we haven't. So let's take a quick look at the Greece lineup.
yeah.
It's basically, well, almost full ad Finum from back then. I think they made one change. You have S Spartan, of course, Skylark, Focus, Thug, Desire. He's not new, but he wasn't part of the original ad Finum. And I spoke to, was it you or Wexon? I spoke to about the LAN finals they made in Boston.
It was me.
It was you, yeah. So, I mean, again, synergy-wise, this team should be absolutely amazing. It's no surprise to see them in the upper bracket final. Personally, I do think they should have quite a bit of an edge over the Swedish team because it's a dream team, basically. They didn't really practice as much. And Greece is, they're looking very strong. They dropped the map against you know, maybe not the best opponent, but happens to the best of us is the best of one. Won't happen in
Yeah.
best of 3.
Yeah, definitely. And take a look at the Sweden roster. One last thing about Desire. Desire, you know, he's basically side questing right now, as he used to be a professional footballer prior to this. So he's side questing as a Dota
soccer
player.
or
Yeah, soccer. He played in
wow.
he played in the Greece 2 league. So
That's pretty legit.
yeah, and it was as late as 2022. So he played for a while, and he's been playing Dota at the same time, and he's 13,000 MMR. So very interesting to see him here. You know, he had played with like Nande on Mona Spa, so he's played pretty well. He's looked pretty good, and this is the Swedish roster: Hanskin, Excalibur, Jibe, Pablo, and Bengen.
Yeah.
Solid roster.
Names that probably all people have at least heard about. It's a very solid roster, as I said. I just don't believe they're probably my top 2 team in the qualifier. Greece being my number 1. I just simply don't believe they have the same amount of practice as the Greece roster does, because they're a full-fledged team and they're actually competing a lot of qualifiers and events with that same roster.
So
Honestly, if I was Greece with a roster like this and I didn't make it out of the winner bracket, just like qualify in first place, I would be. It sounds a bit rough when I say ashamed, but like you have certain expectations, right? Like you're a full team coming into this. You obviously know that your enemies aren't full teams. Well, most of them anyway. And losing here, like, it just doesn't. At least a pretty sour note. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. You have 2 chances. I mean, you have 2 quick chances, right? So you're not, if you go down, you don't have to play 2 BO3s. You just play 1 more as well for a potential qualifying spot.
So, what happens again? Like if you're in the lower 2 and then you lose, then you have another chance.
Yeah, I guess it's technically
Qualify.
3 chances, right? Because it's
Yeah.
there's a 5th place matchup as well. Because you're technically top 6 at this point. Yeah, so you have 3 chances from this point, which is quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Quite a bit indeed. Actually, I don't think I've ever had that before. Personally, in one of my tournaments.
3 chances?
Yeah. It's like makes you feel real alive, you know? First you're like super alive, and you're like, yeah, we're pretty alive, and then you're still kind of a walking dead zombie, but you're still alive.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the zombie kind of implies you're dead.
Well, I mean, re-dead, reanimated, up to you how you feel about it.
Yeah, or you could be Tokyo Ghoul.
True. I only watched a little bit of that anime.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I don't think you would enjoy it. Actually, you watched Attack on Titan, right?
Yeah, I never finished it though. It just
Oh
they kept
wow.
doing the last season, the last season, the last season part 3, the last season part 4, and I was just like, all right, enough.
Hey, the last season had many last seasons.
Yeah,
That's how it goes
exactly.
nowadays, you know.
I was just like, all right, this is enough. I'm done with this. I'm okay. I'm
The,
done.
the last season, bracket open, real, bracket close.
Was
Yeah,
it
it's
good?
pretty interesting.
Was the last season good?
It was good, and it was actually the last season. I had like a proper finish to the whole thing. So maybe if you just want to see the conclusion, you can watch that. It's not bad.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree. It dragged on too long. Just like most good things in life, you know? They keep dragging, dragging, dragging. Like you can't ever leave on a good memory, you know? Like something always has to happen. They have to like bring it back after 20 years. We want to remake the series. And then you're like, no, don't do that to me. I watched it when I was like 5 or 6. I have such good memories of it. And now you butchered it. Screw you. All right,
Basically.
rant over. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna talk to my boys. Good luck, everyone.
And we'll see. This is going to be a fun one. I don't expect it to be a 2-0, but it's always possible. I mean, I would say these are the two closest teams in like skill level.
That sounds fair.
I would say.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with that. But again, one team could be much more practiced than the other. So in
Mhm.
theory, it could be a 2-0 for Greece. But seeing that they already dropped the series, and who was again? As I don't know
Kosovo.
these
Greece
Kosovo.
dropped a game to Kosovo. It wasn't a series. It was one singular game.
One single game. Well, I guess it was kind of a series in that sense, but
To be
I
fair.
need to go back to not even school. We don't learn this in German school. We don't learn about anything other than Europe.
What are you trying to learn?
Like everything about the entire like world. You
Yeah, but
know?
what
Like
do you, what's the point of this? What are you trying to learn right now? Are you trying to
oh,
learn where Kosovo is?
what I'm saying is even in Europe we only learn about like the big quote unquote countries that really like impacted Germany and stuff. You know, like we don't learn anything about Asia. Even East Europe is like super tiny subject that I don't really touch on. It's really just our neighboring countries. And I'm
Mhm.
like, wow. You know, when I first left Germany, I was like, damn, the world is big. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Definitely always interesting to see this stuff. And I'm looking at a map of Europe right now with Copenhagen and Denmark, obviously north of you. And then you
Yeah.
can go right into Stockholm and Oslo and Norway and Finland. Finland. I don't know why I like saying it like that, but you can always get there like that. So we'll see. We should be starting in just a moment. Looks like things are going to be getting ready, and I look like you know that bug you get when you're in lobby and it looks like somebody else. You're on like player perspective somehow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I
Do you
think I
have that
have
right
that.
now?
Oh yeah, because I have the mouse in the middle of my screen. I think that I'm on somebody's player perspective.
Uh, how does that feel?
I don't know, but they definitely just went into settings. Watching the, I'm not. I don't know what settings they're changing, but I saw them go up to the cog and then like start to change some things. So I guess we'll find out who I'm spectating once we get there. But draft's gonna be underway in just a second. We'll get there and we'll see what they pick. It's been a lot of Windrunner, a lot of Snapfire, a lot of Hoodwink. Everything's been pretty standard. Been
Yeah.
very exciting to see the same thing game in, game out.
These heroes are just too good right now, right? Um, especially Hoodwink. How does a hero do so much from a +4 position?
Um, Good build up, good damage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, why does one hero why are you allowed to do everything?
No idea.
Should not be allowed.
No idea.
I mean, you can call me salty if you want to, but
Okay, I will.
no, don't do that.
I've done it. It's fine. I can do that.
Don't do that to me.
Brewmaster banned out. I like it. but obviously it's leaving everything that we expect. No Beastmaster. We'll probably see Snapfire and a Hoodwink. And somebody will try to pick Phoenix or something like that.
Yeah.
Force it to work.
Pick Phoenix into a Snapfire, don't forget.
Yeah. And a Marcy.
Yeah. You have to make sure that you really hard counter yourself. Oh, yeah, we have the same microphone arm, I think.
We might.
It's a Rode one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like everyone that I know has that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many other options that I really care for.
Yeah, and that one
I've had
just
this
has
thing for a
like
while.
you can do anything with it, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
You can put most mics on it. Oh, and Bruce Spirit.
First, Ember. Well, first pick Ember is kind of wild.
Yeah, but against a Tiny, it's not terrible. I mean, Tiny just lanes well against any hero, so it's not like you hard countered him or anything. But yeah, well, at least it's something new, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not new, but not standard.
It's not a Moo, that's for sure. That's a League of Legends. So
League of Legends. Have you had any game time in leagues lately?
Oh, a little bit.
How is it
playing
nowadays?
I think it's still the same. It's still you die in a heartbeat.
Ah.
But it's been fun. I've been playing with some of my Dota friends who are, semi-pros. So they're really good. It forces me to play better.
I actually feel like lately, League players play Dota more, and Dota players played League more. I'm quite happy about that. That they give each other's games a chance. Because they used to be just like hate.
Well, it's definitely easier to play Dota or play League, come from Dota to play League than it is to go from League to Dota. Like League just does not have as many activatable items. It doesn't have any, no denying the mechanics are just way less.
Yeah. No, the way you hold the lane in place. In Dota you just start denying from half HP, right? But in League, you have to hit certain creeps at certain times to make sure this happens, and I'm like, okay.
Mm.
Very interesting in its own right, though. You
Banning
gotta teach me one day.
Phoenix, by the way. Yeah, we could play some League together. Actually, it's gonna be tough. Our servers are far. I tried to play SEA servers on Dota a couple times. It's rough.
It's not the most pleasant, is it?
No, it's like 100 something, 150 ping, 180 ping. I was playing with. I was playing with Sophie, and it was rough. We lost both games. It's hard to
Was
play
your
with that
fault?
high of ping. It was probably my fault, at least somewhat. I couldn't do too much with 180 ping, or at least reactionary wise, not easily enough.
I'm gonna say it was not your fault.
Dazzle ban, and then the Phoenix ban. Thank God, because Snapfire is definitely in somebody's future. Although, what are the picks that you'd want to go to if you want to counter this Ember, especially it being first pick?
Well, Dazzle was definitely one of them, so I'm quite happy about that ban. I mean, there's Monkey King that's quite strong against it. Honestly, there's Ember doesn't really beat many heroes. You kind of just farm, hope that you get a decent lane, and then you start rotating around. That is basically your job most of the time. You can't do it, you get flamed.
Literally, you have Flame Guard.
Yes.
Um,
I want to see some Huska. I've been saying this for a long time, but give me some Huska.
yeah, I do wonder if we'll see it. Enigma early. Oof. Also, this Swedish team having Hanskin in the 1 position, and
Really?
well, that's what it says on the Wikipedia. Whether or not that's true, I'll take a look at real quick. But Um, he was playing with Twisted Minds, and when he was playing with Twisted Minds, he was playing the 5, and with
Yeah,
Pablo as the 4.
historically has always been a 5, I believe.
Now, let me take a look at their Macedonia matchup because I don't know if they'd be there having him in the 1 position. Yeah, he was playing the gyro. All right, so he's the 1 position.
Interesting. I wonder why they did that. Maybe he was, fed
No
up.
idea. Carry the teams myself.
My car
Basically.
can't do anything.
Oh, I know that feeling. Yeah, I
Of course
definitely
you
know
do.
that feeling. Well, now that there's the gyrocopter for Hanskin again, it could be a support. We've seen 5-position gyro in the past. It's not like it's something that is foreign to the game of Dota. But the safe lane gyro does well against the Enigma, right? You just get flak cannon and blast away the Eidolons.
Yeah, level 1 flag is not enough. So you will wait. You'll have to wait for level 2 flag. But generally, that's pretty much how it goes, and it's not easy for Enigma to really lane there at all. Definitely one of the better options.
So they need an offlaner for Greece. Oh, by the way, I said it was going to be gyro for Hanskin, but it's Greece on the left side. That's my fault.
Happens. Honestly, it doesn't look like a great Enigma game with the Enigma out. With the Rubik out already as well.
Yeah, I wonder if they just put the Enigma 4 or maybe even 5. Honestly, you just throw him 5, throw the Witch Doctor 4, give him priority on farm. How does Tiny do against potentially the Ember?
Very well, very well. One of the better
This
heroes against Ember.
this could be safe lane Brood. We've seen it before at
So
safe
many
lane.
times. Yep.
But even then,
I'm not
it's like Spiderlings 2 against the Flat Cannon.
Yeah, I mean, usually Carry Brood isn't as reliant on the Spiderlings as your typical mid brood or offlane brood would be. There should be that big of a problem. But yeah, I'm trying to see here. What do they want to do? Because why they pick Brood Mother? Brood is very strong against Gyrocopter, especially pre BKB, because you have this like mischance, of course. And it absolutely wrecks Gyrocopter, especially early on.
Taking a lot of time on this.
Yeah. Also, last couple of bans, last couple of picks. So
is Tiny mid? It still could be Tiny support if they could just commit to the Enigma offlane, but I don't really think that that's such a great idea for the Enigma to be in a core role.
I mean, yeah, you could still do that, but as you said, core Enigma seems well. So the good news always is for core Enigmas, of course, it's an aura meta, so you're not mega black hole reliant. So they could still do it. Farm the lane. Have a good time there. But pretty much no matter what, Enigma should always have at least a decent lane. Even against Gyrocopter. Although, as we said, against Gyrocopter it's a little bit more annoying. Requires a lot more micro. Yeah. I think put it support, pick another offlaner. Tiny middle does very well in this game. No need to make things too complicated.
Well, they banned 2 carries, thinking that maybe it's going to be offlane Brood into mid Tiny, maybe.
Interesting. I mean, offlane Brood could work too. Like, Gyrocopter is not that good against it. I guess we have to see. The lineup is pretty open.
Yeah, pretty flex. Pretty okay.
What are we looking for here for Greece? Probably an offlaner.
Offlaner for sure. My question is it Centaur that they're gonna just pick up here?
I feel like I would like Sand King.
So they go Sven, and again, Sven doesn't necessarily give you all the answers, because you could still put Sven in a support role
Yeah.
and go safely in Brood, mid tiny, awfully in Enigma.
I mean, Sven, honestly, just a hero in general, is so good against Gyrocopter. It gives you entire team like 20 armor for over 10 seconds. So the flag cannon impact will be really, really limited. An offlaner can beat Sven, pressure him, maybe even a BKB stun if necessary. Not easy. And there aren't too many choices left. Sand King is a hero we've seen a lot lately. Maybe it's that. But it's, as I said, also not your prime choice in the offlane. I like it mid much more. Primal Beast.
Primal,
okay.
I guess the Trample does well with Eidolons and Spiderlings.
Yeah,
And
and
it will
you
be
also
safer in
have
Sven.
the BKB piercing the sail that we spoke about. So
Yeah.
overall decent pick. But Sven is not really afraid of Primal Beast at all.
And it's going to be commitment to the offlane Enigma, which worries me a little bit.
It's definitely not easy.
Does not seem like an easy lane.
So it's a mid Brood. It's a mid Brood support tiny. Okay. Tiny Enigma, the lane is absurdly strong though. Like the Avalanche stun, the Tossback, the Malefice stun with the Eidolons hitting you. Gyrocopter might not even have the time to kill those Eidolons. Especially early on. So there is potential to be pressured a lot.
You said it's Excalibur on the Brood?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I was looking at...
and Hanskin on the Sven. So yeah, he is playing the carry role.
I was looking at Focus's win rate with Gyrocopter. It's actually only 37%.
That's not very high.
No, that's very low, considering...
Like overall or this patch?
Overall, in pro games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty low. Can you check my anti-mage?
No, I'll check your anti-mage later.
I'm pretty sure it's quite high, my anti-mage.
It probably is. I wouldn't be shocked.
Like I think it's above 60.
Well, let's take a look at... I'm going to take a look at Excalibur's pub history. Just to see where his Brood is at, because he only had one pro game as Brood. And he only has 16 pub games as Brood.
Yeah, well, get him out of here, filthy Brood spammer. Well, I guess spammer is not really the right term. Player.
I'm stuck. My camera is looking pretty broken.
Try to reconnect?
Nah, that doesn't work. Once you're like locked in this bug, it doesn't change anything. But we've got the in-game. I'll just try to use that as well. And they're setting up... it doesn't matter. But they've set up webs bottom. But it's definitely Brood mid.
There's no world where he goes offlane, right? On Caliber?
No, I don't think so.
I think he's pretty much the most locked in mid player in this entire tournament.
Doesn't look like there's going to be any first blood going for the bounty runes.
I will say though, if your +5 is forced to play carry due to lineup issues, I mean, there's just not that many carry players in Sweden, right? You are already forced into a pretty uncomfortable position, I'd say.
How's this mid gonna go? Excalibur, by the way, he was looking for like 3 bracers to start.
The classic Dota 2 thing right now. The lane itself...
5 bracers.
Yeah, like Brute can't really get bullied out of lane. As I said, he's almost dead, but once he's level 2, he has the insatiable hunger. He'll reach back up to full, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Brute Mother is just, I think, almost unbeatable at the mid lane. Just infinite sustain.
So you said level 2 flat cannon is where we'll see Eidolons be in trouble.
Yeah. But he's already keeping them pretty much outside of his range, which means he can't really lane with them. Takes away a big chunk of Enigma's, strength though in the lane.
Because your strength in lane is harassment with those Eidolons, because not many heroes deal with them that well.
Yeah, it's harassment, and it's also last hitting with them, of course. So you see the level. Ooh.
As the glimpse, rocket
back.
barrage, blood grenade, Jibbe in trouble. And waits that tango will be fine. Gets shared another tango, but again, another flat cannon, another rocket barrage with a glimpse, and he'll be dead. It's pretty rough. Spartan has glimpse in a second, so you definitely need to be careful if you're this Enigma. You do not have a lot of health. The flat cannons are hitting you, and you're down to 20 health.
Yeah, he's definitely dancing around. He doesn't want to go back, of course. Wants the experience that comes here. But it might just be time, to let your Tiny get the experience, and you need to get a little refreshment. He actually got a healing salve, I think. Back to full, no problem.
Well, that was the discussion, right? That was the surprise that shocked to, see this Enigma take a core roll.
Yeah. And we are not entirely sure why it happened. But it did.
What can you do?
Sometimes it's life.
Let's see how it goes from here. As mid is pretty even. Pretty even. Bengen in trouble. Trample on top of him. They are going to lose this Witch Doctor. It will be first blood. Jibbe, they're going after Focus. But some damage here from Spartan. As both Pablo and Jibbe sitting really low, and Spartan not afraid to just step up. They've got the glimpse on his Jibbe. One more right click and they'll get the kill. And now they've got the flat cannon. If they can just get vision of Pablo. Tossed up, but Spartan doesn't die.
Yeah, toss level 1 only. He went into the tree grab, which of course a lot of Tinies do. But your new combo is very weak. When both spells are just level 1. You really get online when you're like level 9, level 10 with the damage. And yeah, as we said, the Enigma just doesn't really have that much impact against Gyrocopter. Why did they do it? Who knows? Look at those Eidolons, all gone.
Yeah.
Focus already sitting at 35 CS. Well, of course, they're a little bit fake, but I mean, Eidolons are actually some of the summons that give quite decent amount of gold, almost a CS worth.
Feels counterintuitive what they've been doing with this Enigma.
Do you think Eidolons give too much money or no?
I'm not sure. It feels like yes and no, just because as we see Pablo die here. Yes and no, because it feels as though the Eidolons dominate the game.
But you remember when
but
Prophet
in a
did
matchup
that?
like this, it's not so the same.
Yeah, but just think back when Prophet did the same thing and the Treants just gave 10 gold. And now Brute Mothers give like, what? 5 gold? 6? Ooh, glimpse back. They don't have the damage to kill him though, surely. Or maybe with the Black
maybe
Grenade.
they
Oh,
do.
you.
And he's going to try and TP. If he dies, though. Oof.
That was close.
That would have been respawn, timer, and no TP. That could have been awful.
Yeah, I think he didn't have mana for the slide. Otherwise, it's Ripperino. Focus!
Toss.
They have
Got
no
the
Maledict,
homing missile. And they just don't have the damage right now, and they've got the flat cannon. Here comes the Primal Beast. This is a great rotation. Knowing that these heroes aren't exactly strong, knowing you can get a kill out of this. It goes to Skylark. Enigma even walks up, but you make this TP, and then you just go through this gate back towards top, and I think you're in such a good spot. And this, this is the chemistry that we talked about with this team is, they've played together for quite some time.
Ooh, he doesn't have Remnant. It's fine. Yeah, like, I don't think a lot of offlaners would have TP there. Almost none.
It's something that we saw a lot of safe laners do, like Ame back in the day. Where he would...
Ame was also very special as a safe laner, though. And then as a Spirit played a lot against Ame. I mean, obviously Yato and Ame, they have a deep respect for each other. He also started being way more active.
Right.
It's probably the best bromance we've had in a long time in Dota, the two of them.
Definitely so. I don't know any others. Skylark also going to pick up the Wisdom Rune, so he wants to get 6 as quick as possible.
Yeah, I think it's fair to give it to him, since he has been playing quite actively.
Yeah, they want him to have that
Pablo.
6, have that control. Pablo in trouble. Searing Chains was there. They've got the flat cannon, the glimpse, and the homing missile flying through on a Pablo too, but it will be Thug who swipes that kill with the slight.
Less than a 1k lead, though.
Yeah, surprisingly so, as Gyro's got a lot of CS thanks to the Eidolons, and, Skylark doesn't exactly have the best CS comparatively, but, I mean, it's good for the rest of the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely not horrible.
No, not at all.
I just wonder how accustomed Excalibur is to hear like Brute Mother, because as you said, he hasn't really played it a whole lot. Especially in a more serious environment.
Right. So, telekinesis. Thinking about even cliffing there. They've got the Maledict, but they use this glimpse. And they do have level 6 on this Gyro. Focus, though, getting really low. They use this black hole onto just the Disruptor, but with the Eidolon's damage, they will get 2 kills. Good job there by Sweden to turn this around. Works out in their favor.
Bum, 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 bum. That sound is so dumb. With all the spiders there.
Yeah.
Brute Mother is such a dumb hero. I wonder how many Brute fans are just offended. Well, screw you if you're a Brute fan.
All of them.
Good. All one of them.
Looks like Rubik's gonna die and toss up into the air. They've got the Primal Beast once again onto the Enigma, who does not have Black Hole. So the trample there with the right click damage. Pablo and Jibe die. Good job by Skylark. He also gets a 3x killing spree gold pickup.
Yeah. And to top it all off, you just grab some Eidolons, smashes them on the floor. As they really deserve, so. Well done again. But still, less than a 1k gold lead. Excalibur though in trouble.
Yeah, this is a problem. I don't think he'll be able to TP out this time around, and they get that kill. They'll look for this Witch Doctor, the cast bouncing.
What is he doing there?
And they will get Bengin too.
That is a very deep position.
Not great, that's for sure.
Huh.
What can you do?
Trying to make himself a new home there, huh?
Basically. So a 1,000 net worth lead now for this Greece lineup. A.K.A. Ed Finham, A.K.A. Brame.
Brame.
A.K.A. Mouse Esports. They were also a Mouse team at one point.
Yeah. I played a stand-in with them.
They've got
actually, at
Glimpse.
the LAN. Ooh,
Static Storm. This could be back-to-back deaths, and will be back-to-back deaths for Excalibur.
Yeah,
this
the
opens
power
up
of
mid.
Brute Mother.
I think, are these Rubik's Spiderwings? Yeah.
Ooh, that's a
They can
fantastic
tank the tower.
Steal. Yeah. Fantastic
Tank the
steal.
tower,
Can
tank the
jungle with
glyph.
it.
Spartan does not have Static Storm again. They're going to TP in the Sven, so they got to be careful about how they play this, but they'll glimpse him away. So even with the TP, they can't do more than just get Spartan for the moment. An onslaught, they find themselves the Witch Doctor. They'll trample on top of him. Bengen's dead again. These Spiderwings are still working on the tower with this catapult. This will be a tier 1 that drops. And Grease using these Spiderwings, using that glimpse too, to make sure that they secure the tower and another kill.
Suddenly 3k lead from Even. I mean, this is just really Brute Mother though. It can be very hit or miss, especially if you're not very used to it. Oh, goodbye Enigma 2.
Should
Or
be,
maybe
but he
not.
does have Black Hole, so you need to be a little bit careful. There's the Flat Cannon doing work. They go to the Pulverize, and now they send him back as Jibei's going to die. Bengen's dead. 2 heroes gone. They see a stack on the Ancients. They're going to get themselves also this tier 1 bottom. A lot of stacks being made by this Witch Doctor. They have a stolen Avalanche, and they can just clean it up with the trample. More and more go in the way of Grease as they've got a 4,000 net worth lead.
Yeah, and that's really just Dota nowadays. Like, things can spiral out of control so quickly. And now that it sort of did, the tank items are just around the corner. Like, Primal Beast is instantly going into the pipe.
Oh, look at all this. All these stacks.
That's a lot of money, man.
It ain't great.
And they're trying to come in, but they're just a little bit too late.
Kind of rough. And Static Storm, glimpse away. This is a Disruptor in trouble. Avalanche thrown out, but the Onslaught now. They get the kill there onto the Witch Doctor. They'll steal the War Cry, so some added armor. And he is surviving a lot of right clicks from this Brood Mother. As now Sven is in trouble. Hanskin trying to fight here, but Thug, Sleight of Fist, another right click. They'll get the kill there. They'll take out Skylark. They'll use this Black Hole. Finishing off Thug. 4 heroes dead. They do not kill Focus. However, it is a triple kill for Excalibur, who desperately needed that.
Yeah, they definitely overstayed their welcome a little bit, trying to steal the second stack as well. Quite a greedy decision, to be honest. I think they already made more than they really needed to even. Then stealing that stack as well.
Man.
It was very close, though, the fight afterwards as well. At least Sven dies, too. That's not the worst in history, but as you said, the Brute Mother, after this fight, top 1 in net worth. Not quite.
Uh-oh. Orchid. That's a dead Disruptor.
Yeah, Orchid Brute Mother, very fun to play against, of course. Bloodthorn Brute Mother, even more fun to play against. It still works with the Spiderlings, right? They never removed that.
I couldn't tell you if they removed it or not. But Orchid again. Death Ward and another kill. They get Jibei, though. Thug gets that kill, as that's happening over bottom. It is 14 minutes, so looking for the cask, maybe trying to swipe this Wisdom Rune. These heroes are pretty far forward, though, so they might be able to get themselves a kill or two. Pablo on the run, and now they're stealing their Ancients.
Huh. An eye for an eye. Or they're looking for a glimpse. Or the whole team is separated.
God Strength. Looking for Spartan again. Stormhammer. And now they've got the homing missile going through. He's going to get glimpsed back if he's not too careful. They've got Static Storm. All they need is the vision, but everybody's here. The Orchid ready to go on the Brood Mother. And there's the glimpse into a Static Storm, but it's onto the Tiny, not exactly, I would say, the best target.
Yeah, it's a lot of abilities used for just a Tiny. I better be safe than sorry. Static Storm doesn't have the longest cooldown. Mid lane too. Okay. Probably need the Brute Mother to start that one.
Definitely. Yeah, it's looking good for Greece, but still pulling their way back is Sweden with this brood. Brood's got this Orchid working on a BKB. Sven getting his Echo Saber. Let's see how this goes. As
Well,
they
he
find
looks pretty dead on my
Sven,
screen.
they've got the glimpse. They need some help, but it's not going to get there in time, and Doug gets the kill on the Sven.
Once again, yeah, the Sven is actually quite far down in terms of net worth. Not where he wants to be. You usually want to be at the very top with quite a big gap. Like you're a fake alchemist basically, in terms of where you should be on the net worth. He definitely didn't have the best lane, and yeah, a Sven like this gets kited so easily. I'm a little bit worried for him.
All together now, still a 5,000 net worth lead.
Yeah, and Gyrocopter is getting huge. The answers to Gyrocopter without a big Sven and Brood aren't the best, especially post BKB. Black Hole won't really be one ever, just because Rubik's existence. So what are you really looking? What are you really looking for here?
Midas, interesting.
On whom?
Enigma Midas.
Really? That is a very interesting choice.
Just a long slight.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, isn't it? Bloop, 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 bloop.
And it's the set that makes that sound, right? It's not always like that.
Yeah, I believe so. The little whip sort of thing.
Yeah. So you've got
Or
focus.
it's not as a vessel.
Just continuing to farm. Yeah, has that vessel.
Pretty farmed. Hold it for Gyrocopter this time.
Yeah,
Just
looking
to
for
support
Gyro,
him.
but
Benjamin is out.
Oh wow, no, he's
Tasty.
not. Pablo is able to TP out, but they'll end up losing the Witch Doctor.
It was just the two supports showing up, and both tried to TP out right away. What was the plan there?
Not really too sure.
Maybe
they
find a
expected
quick support
something-
pickup or something?
Yeah. Onslaught just towards the bottom lane, pushing it in towards the tier 2. They might find themselves the Disruptor. And they had vision on that Primal Beast bottom with the wards there in lane. Nothing really too convincing at the moment from Sweden in terms of turning this game around.
Yeah, their draft also doesn't scream comeback in sort of environment. Well, as always, they do have the Enigma, right? There's always a chance of a 5-man black hole, even if there is a Rubik. Maybe Spellseer is on cooldown. But yeah, it's gonna be really tough to land a good one this game. And what other real comeback options do you have? Like, your Sven is pretty underfarmed. Your Broodmother is farmed okay. But your Enigma, you went for a Midas, you don't have auras, and you're still quite far down in the net worth.
You're hoping that this game goes ultra late. Truthfully.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
But can you even make it go that far? Seems near impossible.
Definitely going to be tough, yeah. probably what Greece is looking for. Roshan, take all the towers, potentially even end the game with the BKB. Gyrocopter sitting at almost 3k health. Why? Jesus, he's tanky, man.
Very, very tanky. But they're just out farming. They're 6,000 net worth ahead. Brood, yeah, you got this Orchid, but it doesn't feel as though that the Orchid is really turning into more than just a couple of kills earlier. But with the BKB, maybe that changes. Onslaught, glimpse in. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains. They look to control Onskin, and they might be able to get this kill before this fight really gets started. And the God Strength was used into an instant death. Black Hole comes in, but this isn't looking good for the side of Sweden. They can't even get the kill on the Skylark. They're losing 3, and Bengen looking next on the list. There's the glimpse over towards the Rubik. Make it a 4th, and Greece lose nothing.
Yeah, he tried to get a good Black Hole off, but all that did was enable Rubik to get an even better one off. Well, you're just in an almost impossible situation, so you can't really do much about it. But there's the Roshan. I think with that Roshan, probably go the last hopes of Sweden as well to make a comeback in this game. I have to admit, the draft doesn't really scream Sweden to me. You know, like Excalibur is, in my head, not really a Brew play. He's more of a Spirit player.
Pablo can maybe swipe this, blink Avalanche, and the toss, but not getting there in time, and that's technically the full team wipe.
Yeah, I think it was worth a try. Maybe something to, bring it back. Bring back the game in their favor. Yeah. What can you do? Chances of that happening are close to none.
Down 10,000. I don't know how you bring this back unless you really turtle up.
Invis Disruptor too. Gonna be a glimpse coming soon. What is there?
Could just be a straight up static storm, but it was on cooldown for a split second. Now they've got the Gleipnir, and they'll get this kill anyway.
Yeah, Ember's huge.
Getting the top tier 2 at the same time. So, Crimson Guard picked up for the Primal Beast. These creeps going to be taken out thanks to the Flak Cannon with the vision up actually on the high ground. He's able to also take that camp up there. So, real efficiency.
As we like to see, yeah. Well, as we said, Aegis picked up. All the other towers are going to be gone as a consequence. All Sweden can really do is try to split push, farm up the items for the inevitable high ground defense. But the thing is, they don't even have to end anytime soon. There's no rush whatsoever. Yep, that's right.
Focus just getting all this farm. No real fear of being caught.
Even if he is caught with that Aegis, there's probably going to be teammates arriving in time, no problem.
Oof. I think that was Rubik's courier. Died with that blink dagger on it.
I guess at least a small victory.
Yeah. And they are going to go in and look for this kill into Pablo. Trampling on top of him, and even with the toss, he is still going to die. His Focus, who is godlike, and now they will start this high ground siege.
What do you got to stop him? You don't have any spam, really. So you can't rely on that. Once the cliff is gone. Ugh, well. mean, they're back, but they're not really trying to defend. I really can't see how they mount the defense either. I mean, Guardian Greaves now picked up on Witch Doctor, but will that make the biggest difference? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Probably not.
At some point, you're going to be forced to defend, and they haven't done any of that yet. Just waiting to see if they ever do come to the conclusion that they have to defend, because now this is the second lane. Here we go. You're going to go for the Pulverize, get the kill again onto Pablo, and they are going to try and get these kills with the BKBs being popped by the side of Sweden, but if it all fails, this could just be the end of it, and they get away from these heroes pretty easily. Avalanche on a 2, toss onto this Disruptor, and that's really just a consolation prize if they do in fact get it, but the Onslaught is in. That stunned up Bengen. They'll take out Spartan. They'll lose Pablo. He'll buy back. The attention is now on a Hanskin, but the cask is there with a Death Ward from Bengen. The Orchid onto Skylark. Force Staff onto the low ground. Searing Chains hits onto the Sven. They'll get the kill on a Hanskin. He doesn't have buyback. And if they lose this Brood of Excalibur, that should theoretically be it. As Bengen dies too, full team wipe, and GG is called.
Yeah, you saw Enigma never even had a chance to get the Black Hole off. Or, well, he had chances, but he just didn't want to commit to it because it would have been a suboptimal one. Rubik was just waiting the entire time. It wasn't the best Enigma core game, as we have said pretty much straight away. They still chose to play it as a core. It was pretty much the beginning of the end already.
Yeah.
I mean, the draft in general, it wasn't the greatest, let's be real. There were plays to be made, but they really can't allow themselves to make any mistakes. And this is exactly the kind of draft that I personally really dislike, just because of how volatile it is. If you're forced to do well, and there's not really a comeback chance if you don't, chances are lineup is not that great.
You know, it's volatile. It's also, it goes back to the fact that I believe that this Greece lineup has the best chemistry out of the entire field in EU. So, you know, I do think that showed itself pretty heavily in a matchup like this.
Yeah, 100%. And, well, this one was more on the draft, I think, than anything else. So we'll see if they get a better draft in Game 2. If they do, it's probably going to be a closer game. But,
right.
Yeah, it looks like Greece is the heavy favorite, especially after a performance like this.
Yeah, it does feel like that, for sure. You can just see they go straight up high ground. There was no stopping them. Yeah, they get this Aegis out, but it doesn't matter. Like, the BKBs pop, and then they're just able to run. You can't stick on any of these heroes. You had Black Hole at this moment, but it's impossible to hold it down if you don't have a BKB on the Enigma. Like, Disruptor is the only casualty. That really felt like it was happening the entire game. Like, Disruptor is the only one who really died.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a squishy hero, right? But even he built up quite a lot of money with the vest and everything. The lanes just went way too well for Greece.
Yep.
Not much in order to be played after something like that. The Sven was so poor too. No chance. But this is kind of what I said before, right? If you're like one of the best support players in Sweden is forced to play support because of the lack of carries, it doesn't bode too well for you.
Yeah, so we'll see if they can even up the series or if it's going to be 2-0 and a qualification for Greece. We'll be back with Game 2 in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back. It's IESF with more European qualifiers as we've got ourselves still Sweden and the side of Greece. Greece up 1-0. Looked pretty confident in doing so, winning in just 27 minutes, and it felt like a game that was all theirs the entire time, so we'll see. It looks like they're going to 2-0 this personally based on game number 1. But Sweden, you know, draft has to come. They have to draft a little bit better. They can't commit to just throwing Enigma in the 3 position, even though it gets completely countered. I don't think that picking it that early was that great, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. I think most of this loss came down to the draft, to be honest, and just the inability to adjust what Greece was picking. But I mean, I don't want to just, you know, write it down to draft. I think Greece's team play also has been absolutely fantastic in his first game. So, yeah. So it's gonna be tough to come back from that, I think. But again, do they already have a triple life, or do they need to win one more game for their triple life?
Who? Sweden?
Yeah, or either of these
They
teams.
technically have a triple life no matter what.
Okay, yeah. So lots of Dota to be played for all of them still.
Yeah. They have that triple life no matter what. And it would put them at if they were to lose this against the winner of Romania and Turkey. So we'd have to see how that goes. Could be rough, but who knows?
Romania and
Ember,
Turkey, yeah.
Ember getting banned early, Hoodwink as well. We didn't see Hoodwink or Snapfire in the last game. But,
Rubik or Snapfire.
yeah.
What is your
Really one
favorite
or the
support hero nowadays this patch, other than A, of course?
I think I fixed my game. I restarted. I'm trying to think. I mean, I like Hoodwink, but it feels a little overpowered just because of the fact that you naturally transition into a core. I feel like supports shouldn't really be able to do that and just get damage items like that. But thinking of supports that are good.
It doesn't have to be good. It could just be something you really like.
I mean, I like playing Sky or Venge.
But Sky is pretty. I think Sky is super fun, but yeah,
He's very
so
bad
dead.
to pick. Yeah.
Yep. So dead.
He works in lower brackets where I'm at. I mean, that's pretty much how it's always been. These heroes are available to be played in lower brackets when you just kind of, you know what I find in my bracket as well, and it's super frustrating. There's this trend among support players where it's like, okay, I just go first item Ags and we win, right?
Yeah.
Like the Ags picks and the Ags upgrades are just like for so many supports are good, but first item is so bad. I think it's so bad when players do that.
I mean, I think any support that's not going for like Force Staff, Ghost Scepter, Glimmer Cape, something like that is kind of griefing. Blink Dagger.
Like I know I go Rod of Atos on Ancient Apparition to start, but that's still supporting in the fact that like I'm giving more lockdown. You know, I get Arcane Boots. You sometimes shift them into Greaves if the game calls for it. But it just feels like there's so many players at the lower level that are just like, okay, I'm picking a support that can carry the game. It's like, no, you don't need to do that. Help your carries carry the game. Help your cores do well. You know, getting an Ags on Warlock or getting an Ags on Witch Doctor first or getting an Ags on Lion first. Like, oh, I fingered 5 people. It's like, okay, cool, dude. You hit them with your ult, and now they don't die because your carry dies in 2 shots because there is no escape mechanism because you didn't buy one.
Yeah, that's the biggest fault of a lot of Dota players, right? That they just kind of forget it's a team game and that they have to do their role because if they try to do someone else's role, nobody's doing their role, and you're not going to win the game that way. Not many times, at least.
So now that Phoenix gets picked for Sweden, and there are a lot of heroes that I find that can really rid this egg, and it does start with Brew, right? Like you could Cyclone anybody who's going to try and stop you from doing so. You could get Snapfire. We've seen Ursa as a counter to it. Windrunner has been picked up a lot against Phoenix as well. And once you've got that Cyclone basically controlling whoever is going to be able to really shut you down, I think you're in trouble as a Phoenix. Luckily, it's just a support. I don't think they're forcing or shoehorning this into an off-lane position, which is good.
Well, I personally think Brewmaster is a fantastic hero as well.
He's very strong. I think.
Yeah.
And we've seen it a couple times. I kind of like Bat Brood as a lane, or Bat Brew, not Brood. Bat Brew as a lane. I find that lane to be very devastating. Cinder Brew with a flame break, and all of a sudden you're burning out real quick. Especially when you're a Phoenix that wants to use spells quite a bit, and obviously you use health for your spells. Like you're just kind of asking to die.
Wait, is there a limit on how much magic damage has to happen for the brew to trigger?
It gets activated. I don't think it's activated immediately, right? Or unless they change that.
No, I thought you need to get hit by an instant of magic damage after it's applied to you, and
Yeah.
then you stop burning.
Yep.
Yeah, so is there like a threshold on that magic damage amount that has to happen, or
Oh, let me tell you.
because then by right, even sticky napalm could activate it.
Yeah, it is even that as well. So it drenches an area in alcohol, taking any magic or pure damage will ignite
Oh
it.
wow! So literally, sticky napalm could just activate it from
Yeah.
the
But I
whole
like it
screen.
with Flame Break because the Flame Break pushes you back and you're getting slowed by the Cinder Brew and taking damage. So it's like double fold, you know?
Oh yeah, of course. And I was just talking about like the entire game because
Marcy's one of those
already
heroes, by the way, that takes
Cinder
away
Brew
the
is
egg.
pretty strong, and then you
Yeah.
get sticky napalm on top, and you burn and get slowed, and
Yep.
pretty nasty. Yeah, Marcy is a. I had a conversation with Waxton yesterday.
Too
I
strong.
said,
Another one of those overpowered supports, I would say.
yeah, way too strong, way too strong.
And
Doesn't
there's
even
the
have to be a
Windrunner.
support. Can be a core too.
And there's the Windrunner, too.
Yeah, pretty open draft still. Rubik is out there because it's a Rubik, and Pablo's Rubik is pretty good. Definitely a big fan of that one.
Hmm. Wonder what they pick up to kind of counter this. The Rubik's always a good counter to some of these things. There's a lot of good spells here. Power Shot, we saw how strong that can be with the Rubik picking it up. This doesn't necessarily need to be a support Rubik, but what would you say about the matchup if it were to be, say, Windrunner against Rubik?
You mean K Wind Ranger?
No, mid Wind Ranger against Rubik. If it were to be
Oh,
that,
well, I actually think Rubik wins that.
okay.
Like Rubik mid lane is incredibly strong. So much range, so much damage on the nuke. And Fate Bolt is so ridiculous with the passive. And
Yeah.
Rubik is also deceptively tanky in this current patch
I
because of
think
the
all
facet.
supports are deceptively tanky. Truthfully, you pick up like one bracer or something. I think that's enough.
Now, you're right, but Rubik on top of that gets a free hood basically, or free.
Yeah, yeah,
What's it called again? The not Crimson
yeah.
Guard. I keep forgetting the item because I want it to be deleted.
Pipe
No, no, the other one.
or Eternal Shroud.
Eternal Shroud. Yeah. So yeah, my brain tries to just deny its existence.
You could
That
try,
item
but it
has to be one
exists.
of the most stupid items in the game. I feel like it's almost the pact level of annoying.
Um, certainly feels that way at times. Not as much anymore. But when it was picked up by everybody in a game, yes, I agree with that. I was shocked that they even just changed it. When you see an item getting picked up, um, that by that many heroes, similar to the way Wraith Pact was, it almost felt like, yes, delete this item. But they did make a change to it enough, I would say, where it's not the same as it was, but it is still a very strong item.
I mean, I guess I'm a little bit biased against it. I don't want tank items to be strong items. It just kind of creates this. We spoke about it before, where if you fall behind and the enemy team just builds tank items that do too much, you just have no chance of creating any sort of comeback scenario.
Right.
I'm not a big fan, but of course, my opinion doesn't matter. Just a guy.
I like this Doom pick. Somewhat. I like it somewhat. I'm not completely sold on it yet, but right now your only Doom target that I think has to be prioritized is the Brewmaster, and there's that Ursa. I mean, I am 3 for 3 technically because the Snapfire got banned, but I told you Windrunner and Ursa were the picks against this Phoenix. And
Yeah.
Ursa doesn't really care about getting doomed too much.
No, especially not if you get the enrage off first.
Leaving them leaving them with a mid or a support. I guess this could be a support Windrunner. It doesn't necessarily have to be mid.
Yeah, but
They banned Dazzle.
isn't Doom
Okay.
really good against Marcy? Because the psychic effect is
If the Marcy
basically
was
completely.
if the Marcy went core.
No, I mean even like if you give the psychic to Ursa, right? He suddenly has 0 lifesteal because
Uh-huh.
that Doom.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's all right
I
against
mean, I guess
Marcy.
it's not like a hard counter, but it's like a nice interaction for him.
Both teams banning support, so I guess the assumption from Greece is this is going to be a mid Rubik.
Which wouldn't surprise me. Now again, I don't know if Excalibur is like really a mid Rubik expert. I do believe mid Rubik needs to be, played by an expert. It really plays it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But how hard can it be, right? Steal some spells, fate ball some people.
Hmm. It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
Well, again, we'll have to see. Banning the
What do
Shadow
you think of
Fiend
Doom this
just
patch?
I'm not sold on him. I think he's okay. I don't think he's that great. I think there are plenty of other offlane choices, but here the clear idea is Doom Brewmaster and make sure that they don't get that split off. And now the Batrider comes out, so I'm happy. I've kind of called most of these picks here,
Pretty
and
impressive.
albeit just based off the Phoenix and the Brew is I kind of jumped those assumptions, but they went right for it.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. The
Yeah,
draft looks really legit. Wait, is it
I think that puts Windrunner mid. I don't think that puts it could put the Batrider mid.
so 5 Marcy then?
I mean, I guess you could type. Can you hold on? Let me
Wait, you
check
could run
this.
a 4 Marcy and just put a top lane. It also works.
Yeah, hold. Let me check something though, real quick. I want to check because you could go Marcy with the Brew because rebound is magical damage.
Yeah, it's just a little bit harder to hit. And it's not as effective of a
Earth Spirit
combo.
mid.
That's good against Wind Ranger.
It's a vessel builder. Um, it's mobile early.
Yeah, I think it's a very good pick, to be honest.
So it is 4 Marcy, 1 Ursa, 2 Windrunner, 3 Brew, 5 Batrider. But they could lane it differently. They don't have to lane it naturally.
Yeah. I would like to see the Bat and Brute together. It just makes the most sense. No reason not to do it.
In this, I still kind of like Greece. Like I like their lineup. I like their chemistry. It's so hard for me to want to think to root against them. I just don't see in my eyes them losing this game. I think their lineup's good enough.
Yeah, I think even lineup-wise, I don't think they're outpicked or anything at all. I like the high tempo draft that they have. I'm also going to go with Greece. And then my boys. I still remember I played stand-in for them at a LAN. And it was just... these guys are just so cool. Really friendly, really positive attitude. They deserve all the success they're having.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see if they can get it done. Should be a fun. It should be a fun game because I think this game is going to be active early. Whereas like Sweden last game weren't exactly. I wouldn't say that they were active early. They were forced to be active early. Whereas this game, it's going to be level 6 for Earth Spirit. You're going to find yourself feeling a little bit better about this game if the lane goes well enough and you can get yourself maybe that early vessel. Although sometimes we don't see the vessel. Sometimes we see the blade mail early for Earth Spirit.
Yeah, both builds are very viable.
And he's got blade mail queued up, so
already before the game starts. So
yeah.
he's pretty set on his ideas, obviously.
Yep. So, we'll see if they can get it done.
Yeah, Earth Spirit mid is always very interesting because it's a big hit or miss hero, right? Like, if your early game isn't good, your mid late game impact can be basically non-existent.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
never really get online, you get no levels. Yeah, you can farm a little bit better with your Q now, but it's still not the best ability to do so. But then again, if Earthbird has a great game, he can definitely snowball really hard too. You go both ways. We get an instant D wallet. Yep.
Easy 100 gold. Easy 100 gold.
Might be 3 bounties though for the Radiant. Nope, 2-2 split.
I thought it might be first blood here on this Phoenix. Phoenix hasn't skilled anything. Might be forced to skill Icarus dive, but ended up taking the Fire Spirits. Bad decision in surviving, but normally what you take in lane anyway. Unfortunately, now it's going to be on cooldown for 40 more seconds, even when you're up. I think you would have been better off just letting yourself die without using it, and then you have it in lane, but now you kind of don't do much in lane at the moment.
Yeah, the cooldown is ridiculously high on that ability. I mean, that's basically Phoenix' quote-unquote biggest weakness, right? That his lane is not the strongest, at least until he gets some levels.
Right.
Which is why his lane with Brewmaster is always so good, because Brewmaster is amazing in lane.
We'll see how this Brewmaster combo goes.
Yeah, it's actually not the bad rider.
Is also magical damage, by the way, so
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me that both of those are magical damage.
No,
they seem as physical as they get.
Yeah, exactly. She's literally doing like a backflip, or she throws you behind her.
Yeah. Somebody tell Kurt Angle he was magical.
Or Chris Masters.
Yeah.
Oh god, the Master Lock! And then they pass out. Okay, you watched a lot of wrestling, right?
Here's another kill on Bengen. He just doesn't get away from this. Like, yeah, Flat Cannon's gonna do some damage. Oh, he got it. He got level 2 in the middle of that. He does get away.
That was very close. Probably also a bit lucky. I'm not gonna say it was calculated.
It wasn't calculated, but the Flat Cannon ended up getting enough creeps where he's able to survive. I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Maybe it was planned play.
A little bit calculated.
By his teammate, actually.
Yeah, could have been.
But I need to probe your mind on something. As we see the bad rider maybe die, actually.
Yeah, Spartan, Fairy Fire, one more right click, and Focus might also die. Both heroes getting low, both heroes surviving it.
Okay. I need to probe your mind a bit on WWE.
Sure.
I've been wondering for years, why do they pass out in like these submission moves that obviously don't make them pass out, like the like the Master Lock, for example?
What was the question?
Why do they pass out when they're in submission moves, like the Master Lock, where he just holds them from behind, basically?
Yeah, all the oxygen,
from the arms.
Yeah.
Leaking out.
Exactly.
Oh, it's so funny. I love WWE. It's great acting, honestly. It's very hard to do.
I mean, I've always thought about doing it. I'm just,
dude,
might have
it would be amazing. Please,
shredded.
Man. I can help you with that. No problem.
I gotta get on the juice.
I'll give you a different type of juice. Don't worry. Focus
is not having a fun time. This is a different kind of build for a Doom. Usually we'll see a lot of Devour early on if you want to just grab that gold, but the Infernal Blade and the Double Scorched Earth here is to play aggressively. Meanwhile, bottom, they're under the tower. Bengen is low. Bengen glyph the creep so he doesn't get hit with that tower shot, and he's able to get back towards his own gyro. Right now, the lanes are going really well for Sweden. Mid is the best lane for the Dire. Cinder Brew, rebound. Onskin's under the tier 1 and 2. If anybody were to TP over, maybe they could get some help to get this kill. Even Phoenix is here. All you need is 1 TP, but Batrider doesn't have one, and Windrunner doesn't exactly want to leave lane.
Them standing there at this point in the game is very, very annoying for that lane, obviously. You know, if you can get away with that early on, you really lose so much experience and gold there.
Did that bug grenade miss? I think he threw it in front of him, but the flame break, and he ended up going for the Inferno Blade. Jibbe taking a lot of damage, but has 8 charges on this stick. Black Cannon just obnoxious against these heroes. Rebound, though, and now Hanskin trying to rocket barrage. They go after the Marcy, who looks dead to rights. Rebounded in, leaves in a body bag.
Yeah, sorry, that lane is just not that good. Marcy Brew, I don't know why you do lanes together.
It would have been better with the Batrider, I think.
Way better.
Not great. There's the urn for the brew. So a different build for the Brewmaster. We've seen Radiance quick builds from brews before, but we'll see this from time to time. The Spirit Vessel, especially if the lane's not going nearly as well. You get that Spirit Vessel, you feel like you can activate a little bit earlier and maybe get a couple of kills to where you get that Radiance. Dispose off the Flame Break, a little bit of an alley-oop. Pablo, he'll end up dying here, but Bengen makes the rotation. Icarus dive and some right clicks onto Spartan to get the trade. And right now it's a 1,000 net worth lead-ish for the side of Sweden.
Yep, and Sibbe, very much like MC. MC played Doom yesterday, had a very similar sort of performance. You know, I didn't think too highly of the new Doom, but maybe I'll have to eat my words soon.
It's doing well. I think the lane it's got is pretty manageable. It's about what happens after the laning phase. Like when we see Wind Ranger start to move around a lot, right? If you're able to survive. Because didn't we see in a Doom game where Wind Ranger was just focus fire killing Doom on cooldown?
Yes. Very true.
So you do need to be careful. Skylark halfway to level 6. Ursa starting to get a lot of farm going his way as well.
Yeah, lane stabilized definitely after a rough early game.
But they do want to go. They've got 3 heroes here, and they need to be careful because there are 3 heroes here for the side of the Dire. They're also going to TP up the Earth Spirit, who's going to make a move with the Magnetize available, but the rebound on a 2. Flame Break, now the dispose under the tower. But the roll is going to come in. It doesn't land on anybody, but they've got the Boulder Smash. That hits both the Marcy as well as the Batrider. Hanskin even comes in through that twin gate. They'll get the kill into Pablo. They'll end up trading Spartan. But does anybody get anything else? They're looking for Ursa, and they've got 3 heroes around. Focus. He's kind of in an interesting spot. The Icarus dive, though. There's the rebound, the call down. Both kills now will happen here for Sweden after Bengen falls.
That call down was
the
massive
trade.
amount of damage.
Yeah. It was not the trade they wanted to make. And they're going to get tier 1 out of this, too. So now Ursa doesn't really have a lane.
Yeah, and that's the best way to exploit Ursa. His early game is really not that strong. Unless you have a very good lane, obviously. Which he did not.
Has Icarus dive. Staying on top of Bengen. Now dives. Flame Break comes through. 4 stacks of that sticky napalm. And the typical Phoenix move. Sunray. But they don't know that he doesn't have a TP. But it buys enough time where Gyro comes over. And now they've got the Earth Spirit. Skylark does have level 6 if he wants to use that Primal Split. And will have to do so to stay alive. But what do you do in this situation? Do you have anything to get the kill? The amplified damage now. Thug comes down bottom. They'll look for the gyro. They'll get the kill there. They'll roll away as they take out Hanskin, and this Primal split works out. All they lose is this Bat Rider.
Yeah, double damage Wind Ranger is probably one of the best heroes to have it on, especially early on.
Amplify damage, Wind Ranger.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That additional bonus damage, of course. Also working on the Maelstrom, which he doesn't have yet.
They need to be careful. Most of Sweden's down here. But Rubik takes over mid. Has level 6 now. Ooh, Earth Spirit's here. This is looking like a dead Spartan. Oh, can he deny the haste at least? No. He's dead. That's
now Bat Rider.
Beating.
Yeah, it doesn't look that great. Which I'm sad about. I kind of always liked Bat Rider. I'm commentating it at least, not playing against it. Very obnoxious to play against.
It's a playmaker for sure.
Yeah. You remember the Chinese qualifiers like a couple of years back with the double lasso shenanigans? That was hype.
With the courier?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all opening up good space for this Ursa. Also, Thug electing to go Rod first.
That's very interesting.
That's a surprise. You usually go to the Maelstrom for farming purposes and damage purposes in fights.
Yeah. This is definitely severely going to limit your DPS in fights. Maybe he thinks to have catching problem.
Lining up Shackle. Their stuns are pretty limited, truthfully.
Yeah, not the best for sure. Do you kind of feel like the game is slipping out of Grease's grasp?
No.
Or do you think they're still
I think Ursa
running?
I think Ursa's game got opened up enough. And he's going to have Battle Fury pretty soon. Like, there's not
going to be
much
the biggest
in terms
timing,
of,
honestly.
There's not much in terms of push either from this Swedish side until, like, Gyro really starts pushing away, right? So, theoretically, there should be a lot of time for focus.
And Gyrocopter right now is not the most farmed either.
No. But he's going Axe. Obviously,
Oh.
that'll be a lot of damage.
Yeah, but look at Doom. He's even less farmed.
Yeah, behind. Only has level 1 of the Devour. Went 4 on the Scorched Earth. Icarus dives Supernova, and they're going to try and get this. They'll have the hits to get the kill, but the Doom is there. This is going to mean 3 deaths on the side of the Dire, it looks like, because Doom is going to get this kill. And they will take out this Marcy and Bat Rider, so they end up trading a 1 for 3, which looks good again for Sweden. Still, it's opening up space for focus, but they are going to come through the Twin Gate, and if you're Ursa, you need to get the hell out of Dodge.
Nice juicy ancient stack for the Gyrocopter too.
Yeah, to get this
shoot up
as
his
quickly as
network quite
possible.
nicely.
But they've got this Rod of Atos. I just don't know if it's going to be what they think it is. And we'll see. We'll see. Because Blade Mail popped, Shackle connects, they'll go for the damage. A lot of damage onto the Marcy. You got to stop hitting him. Magnetize might even kill him. He's going to look to maybe die to the neutrals. No, he just runs away from them and dies to the Magnetize.
Now, he tried to life leash off the neutrals, but he didn't have enough damage to do so, and then he was like, whoops.
He should have just stayed there then to get killed.
Yeah. Should have, but panicked just a little bit.
Again, it puts Battle Fury into Ursa's hands when this courier gets delivered. And not committing the split, not having the stop on that, but Wisdom Rune picked up here by Pablo. This might force the split from Skylark. He's got 2 charges on that Spirit Vessel. The Sunray doing an immense amount of damage. Now the turnaround, the Primal Split, the Icarus dive away, the Flame Break with his Vessel on him. And they're going to get this egg, and it looks like they're going to get the Rubik as well. He'll steal the Cinder Brew, or will they? No, the egg goes off. They had 1 hit on it for so long. They don't get the egg. They've got the lasso onto the Earth Spirit. That at least is a positive here for this Greece lineup. As they lose Pablo too, they will get the Rubik, and they need to start to leave. The TPs out are successful, and they lose Marcy down bottom, but now Focus Fire was used. The damage on Ajibe, he doesn't have Doom.
Yeah, they should not.
This should be a kill.
They should not have lost. I mean, they should have definitely lost to Phoenix as well. Should not have gotten away there.
So Marcy was the one who ended up getting doomed. That leaves the Focus Fire and the availability there for the Wind Ranger to get that kill.
So basically, Phoenix only lived because they thought he was dead, right?
I would hope that that was what happened, because that was absurd that he had 1 hit for the latter half of that entire ult and then got it off still. I mean, nobody hit it.
Nobody hit it, yeah. You're very right on that. Yeah, it's one of the silly things in Dota. Sometimes you think something happens, or rather you think your teammates will do something, and they think you will do the same thing, and then nobody does it, and you're like, oh well, maybe next time.
You know, what can you do?
Exactly.
So they'll go. They'll lose this Marcy. That's 1 at least. Boulder Smash lands onto the Bat Rider. This should be a 2nd. It will. Both for Jibe there. Getting a good chunk of gold. But again, Ursa, he's going to have this blink soon. They've given him so much space and time to just get all of it going.
Yeah, time for the Ursa crew, but Gyrocopter is also getting pretty big, right? And it's not like they're really gaining any sort of gold advantage just yet. Also smoked up.
It has stayed at a flatline 2K, though, for a while.
Yeah.
Windrunner, I believe, has... Is it full Gleipnir? No, it's just the Maelstrom. So has the 2 components, just needs the recipe. We'll have that Gleipnir. These heroes on the side of Greece are bottom with focus. Pick up a mech, pick up a blink on the side of Sweden. And they take the tier 1 bottom. Lasso used. They catch this Rubik. Blood Grenade steals the sticky napalm. Telekinesis throws him up into the air. They have the mechanism. Sunray keeping him alive for now. They even throw the Doom out. It's on a Skylark. That means no Primal Split. They'll trade the Marcy for this Rubik. Ursa's coming in. Blink. And now maybe Skylark can turn this around. Jibe might not even need to be split on for them to get this kill. Cinder Brew's there. Down goes Jibe. They're still trying to get Spartan. The Magnetize reactivated. This time it goes on to Skylark. Skylark still has this Primal Split. Boulder Smash and the roll. Can't get in front of it. Now slowed up. And Excalibur gets away. They do not commit with that split, but they don't get the kill on a Spartan. They don't get the kill on anybody but the Marcy.
Yeah, nice turnaround. And this is really the power of the Ursa. You come into the fight late. Gets the damage done. Fat Ursa this game could be very scary. I think they will have to get the Doom off onto that Ursa in those team fights.
Problem is, you pick the Doom. You pick the Doom to Doom Skylark. So
yeah, well, you'll have to live with one problem, right? You're gonna live with Skylark, or you're gonna live with the Ursa. I feel like Ursa is just gonna be too big of a problem. But if you can Doom him, pre-Enrage and pre-BKB, like you should be able to kill him in a time window.
This is a good read by Sweden. They know that this Roche is going to be trying to be taken. Can they do anything about it, though? They don't have Magnetize for 14. They have Call Down, no Doom. Are starting to make their way over as Batrider and Brew are trying to keep the vision. Cinderbrew is down. They've got the lasso out, but the stun is there. They'll steal the lasso. Now it's going to be on a Skylark. He can't get the split off. Finally gets it off. Roche is going to be killed off. They get the Aegis into the hands of the Ear, so they get the kill to the Marcy as well as the Batrider. Their Icarus dive over onto the Windrunner. Roll missing this Windrunner, and they'll look to throw down the Supernova to burn out these Brewlings. They start to run. They get Excalibur. They'll take the Ear's Spirit. They still have the Aegis in the hands of the Earth, so if they want to try and turn this around, Gleipnir used. Doom off cooldown in 15 seconds. Need to be careful about where they go in and where they jump. But this is Houndskin just trying to go in with the gyro. The damage, he's in between 4. What is he doing? Focus loses the Aegis. You just got it. You don't have Primal Split. Thug doesn't have Focus Fire. Gleipnir's on cooldown for another second. The blink in. Doom is available. The rebound forward. There's the Gleipnir. Power shot. Infernal Blade. Spartan's going to die. They look over at Skylark. He's going to run with a pig pole. Yule's up into the air. Thug. Oh, the shackle shot. There's the Doom. That is a dead Windrunner. Whether or not they continue to attack him, and they will burn him out. Thug ends up dead to Bengen. That's a 5-time spree his way. Ursa, with his last life, needs to get back into base. And so does Skylark, but he TP's bottom. An overplay from this Grease lineup. Jesus.
Yeah, overplay definitely from the Ursa, especially as you said. Suddenly caught him, found himself in the middle of 3 heroes, 4 heroes even. You get like a little nice replay here. This is post that situation where they found themselves in a little bit of trouble, but yeah, I'm not sure why he really wanted to go there. Like, I think you just take the Aegis and run, right?
Yeah. Or even just take those kills and run. They reinitiated. They could have just ran the entire time.
A little bit too greedy. But it often happens in Dota too. It's sometimes very tough to make the right call in sort of situations.
When Marcy gets a BKB, at least I could say that they'll have that 4th-ish core. Oh.
Did you say if or when?
When. But I think I said if.
Okay. Because it might be an if, honestly. Look at her net worth.
Yeah, but it's what you just go for after phase boots, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just doesn't have the most amount of farm.
Now Batrider gets the upgrade to Sticky Napalm. And Icarus dive. They've got Yules, so they can put him up into the air. Sunray, stolen power shot. A dead Spartan, thanks to Fable.
Good night, Spartan. Game's still very even though. Could go either way. I like this obviously a lot better than the first one. Big stack as well, yeah. And easy farm too with the Marcy. The lifesteal is just a little bit ridiculous.
And he's got his BKB Blink and Battle Fury. He's going into the Basher next. Windrunner obviously has the Gleipnir. When Thug gets their BKB, that's going to be even bigger there too. So a lot of what could be avoided in that last fight is showing itself in the fact that BKB will be changed.
BKB is a huge pickup, but again, like if the Doom comes out early enough and you don't get the Enrage out, even if you do get the BKB off, Gyrocopter will just kill you during that BKB duration. Although, that being said, he's still not very farmed on the Gyrocopter. But it's one of those things, again. Support players generally don't farm as much as carries. It's just how it is. Like, they like to be more active.
Yeah.
They like to fight more. I'm sure you know, like, sometimes you have to play a core, and you're definitely much more fighty than you should be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a very normal thing.
Roll in. And this is Spartan in trouble. Silenced with the Geomagnetic Grip. He activates that amplified damage there, too. Icarus dive. They're looking for focus. But he's got that BKB. They'll have this kill onto Marcy there, too.
Ownage is set. 5 kills without any sort of rebuttal so far. But
yeah.
Ursa, that's the big one, right? He's farming away. highest net worth. Thug pretty rich as well.
Windrunner with the BKB will make a big difference. But now Doomed, rooted thanks to the Gleipnir. If they can get away, then turn off the Doom, they should be in a good spot. Roll actually hits the Batrider. Silence, Magnetize. Roll blocked by Skylark, knowing how tanky he is. They'll reinitiate the Magnetize. Cinderbrew once again, power shot, activating it. They go to the Blade Mail with the Spirit Vessel. Sunray onto the Batrider. He's low, burning out, still survives. Supernova goes off. They don't get anything from this. Doom, as well as Supernova and the Magnetize, all used here, and they don't get anything. Ursa, meanwhile, just pushing in top, knowing he's not needed because they don't need to fight. There is nothing available in terms of ults anymore for this side of the Radiant that really make the difference.
And now I think it's go time for the Dire, though. As you said, they expanded so many cooldowns. I really want him to punish that. Because Doom without Doom is not really... He's still a decent hero, but he doesn't really do all that much. So smoke up, find a good fight. No Supernova, no Doom. Best fight you could probably ask for. And they're probably going to be doing just that. Maybe even without a smoke, just invade, get some good vision down. Oh, goodbye, Gyro.
BKB
he didn't
now.
enrage. Oy, 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 oy.
Honestly, I think they'll take that there too, though. Lasso for a BKB charge, especially the 9-second one. Yeah, you would have loved the kill, but at the same time, now BKB's down, and you didn't use yours. Uh-oh. This isn't looking good, though, for Thug. Finally turns to the BKB at half health. They go to the Magnetize. They got the Blade Mail pop. Primal Split is used. Excalibur's going to be the first one dead thanks to Thug. They Cyclone up the Rubik. Rubik now down to the ground. They get the kill on a Benkin. It's going to be Focus who gets that. The chase is on to try and stun up Pablo. If they could just get the Earth Panda nearby, he can stun him. All right. Cinderbrew on the ground. Stun is used. Rebound in. They've got this Marcy nearby. They hit that Shackle shot. Flame Break, pushing him over. Telekinesis. They'll steal the Shackle shot, and they'll not connect it. But the Power Shot gets the kill on a Pablo.
I'm not sure why Sweden thought they should take that fight. They didn't have ultimates. They knew that themselves, obviously.
Yeah.
They basically just gave up 4k gold for nothing. They should have waited until the ults are ready, which is pretty much right now over eager. Just like in game 1, they kind of felt possibly they were forced to do something. But a Doom on the Wind Ranger. That should be an easy kill.
Should be. Will it be? No BKB. It shall be. Look at where Ursa is net worth-wise now.
Yeah, the good news, though, for Sweden is that Panda went full aura, full support, which means he's not going to be dealing any significant amount of damage, even in the mid-late game. Because you don't really scale with Brewmaster unless... Midas, minute 27? That was a misclick, right? Surely?
Who?
The Doom.
Gyro, Lasso. All right, Hansuke in trouble on the run.
He's fast with the haste.
He has BKB. All you got to do is use it. Man.
He needed an MKB on the Ursa. Because Gyro is building up into the butterfly, of course.
Geomagnetic Grip. Focus. Gets the kill on a Hansuke. They go after Spartan. Came back into it. And just TP's
all by
away.
himself. Easy.
Wow.
Good play there. Obviously, he still had the Fury Swipe stacks from the previous encounter on him.
So, 25 to 18, and now the net worth lead shifting towards the Dire. Ags next for Thug.
Very good choice. Just creates a lot of chaos in the fights. If there's no true side, you're going to be in big trouble. Look at Ursa's net worth. 1800. 18,000, sorry. Ooh, they start a Phoenix. No Lasso. Oh, they actually do have Lasso again.
Rosh is up in a minute.
They
just lasso. Okay, they just lasso the Earth Spirit. Now they jump in. The Ursa goes. BKB's going to be popped by Excalibur. They'll go to the Magnetize. They've got the Sunray on them, but now they'll go to the Doom. It's going to be through on to the Windrunner, who's trying to run. Has 12 charges on the wand, but needs to survive the Doom first. Oh, boy. Magnetize gets the kill. They'll even reapply it. These heroes are running with Roche up in a moment. This is going to be nothing gained here for the side of Greece. And they're going after Skylark, who does have Primal Split. There's the call down. He'll even use the Split. Does the Ursa want to jump back in? It looks like Focus is staying off to the side to make the jump. Heroes are pretty close where the cleave could do damage. The BKB is used. Jimmy ends up dead. The rebound on a 3. The damage onto all these heroes with that cleave damage. They'll start to run on this brew. They're going to keep the Earth Panda alive, so he ends up close to the Gyro. But now Gyro hit with the Spirit Vessel. They might even jump back in with the Blink Dagger. They've got the right clicks in. There's the Telekinesis. They'll rebound forward. They've got the roll coming out from the Earth Spirit. They look over the Marcy. They get the kill there. And now they hit that bash. It's on a Pablo. Another roll with the Blade Mail. Pop by Excalibur. Ghost Scepter. He's trying to survive. Focus trying to get a kill, but he ends up getting kited enough where Bengen takes out the Ursa.
Wow. If that bash that went on the Rubik went onto the Gyrocopter, he's just dead. Slight misclick there by him. But I don't even think they needed to reinitiate there again, right? Like 3v5. Obviously, we see this every time. Every team, but from now on, you just get doomed as the Wind Ranger. I think you probably have to stay back, actually, until the fight really breaks out, so you're not the free Doom target. Because your damage and your disable in those team fights is very, very needed. You can just see without him, they're pretty much completely helpless in terms of disable and lockdown. And then here, did they have to reinitiate? I like this one, but then after, I think you just get out.
Yeah, they tried for too much more.
Yeah, like right now is where you say, okay, done.
So now Ursa there for 8 more seconds while Roche is taken by Hanskin. That is tough times.
Yeah, now they're in a lot of trouble. That side. Goldie isn't that much, but Aegis on Gyrocopter has won so many games in the past already. Very strong Aegis carrier, of course.
This is tough. I think with that Aegis, it gets pretty tough.
Yeah, they also need an MKB on Ursa to really be able to kill him now that he has the butterfly. Oh, Yules into TP. Oh, okay. Forcing some TPs, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Fake aggression.
If they can wait out this Aegis, I think they're in an okay spot, but they need to farm the entire time.
Yeah, if they can split push. I mean, they still have a lot of kill potential too, depending on who they can lasso. Oh, Phoenix has hacks already. That's a big problem.
Yeah, both Phoenix and Rubik are way more farmed. Like, the game is close because of these supports being much more farmed than the side of Greece on Sweden.
Yeah, and also because the Brewmaster didn't itemize into any sort of
Oh boy.
scaling. Oh, yeah, you're
This
dead.
is a rough spot to be in. That's back-to-back deaths for the Ursa. This game just opened up very, very wide for Sweden.
Rocket coming. He doesn't really have a way to get out of it. Blinks away.
God, but Spartan now needs to kill it. Or not.
Oh, Skylark is also probably just gonna be dead.
Wait, why is he there?
Good question. I think he was farming Ancients. Maybe cutting wave.
They just lost Ursa there.
Yeah. It feels a little bit desperate, even though I feel like they shouldn't really be desperate. Right? Like, they're not in that bad of a spot. It's not great, but definitely playable.
Man. That's crazy.
Now, Gyrocopter's Omega Ridge.
even with the Ursa and the Windrunner both having more farm, it doesn't feel as though they're enough. And I think that has to do in part with the fact that these supports have so much farm. Guardian Greaves for the Rubik with the 4-staff. And like you said, the Hex there for the Phoenix.
Yeah, they're way too rich on the supports. Not sure how they got that much net worth. Literally the same as the Brewmaster, who had a pretty decent game himself. I think what's actually costing Grease here is his items decision making. Yeah, I know it's the aura meta, but Brewmaster, you always need to be able to scale into the mid late game. Otherwise, you just become dead weight. And also, it's not like the Radiant's chance is miss, right? It's miss, sorry. It's bad against the Radiant lineup. It's so good against Gyrocopter.
I think this not this Aegis, but the next one's going to be the most important. Whoever gets that, to me, feels like they win the game.
Yeah, I mean, Dia can definitely still win as well. Not that the game is over.
Ball down. And the rebound and extra speed, but here comes homing missile. He'll put himself on the cliff, so he hopefully doesn't die. They're going to continue to go. Bengen, yeah, he's a good kill because he's got the Hex. Blink. Dispose. The instant Yules. The Shackle is available, but they'll just Gleipnir instead. Like I said, good kill to get, and they just have to play around this Aegis. Don't get caught. A kill here or there. And I think that Greece are in a good spot, but if Sweden in any way take a big fight, the game goes into their hands pretty big, but now that Aegis is expired.
And there's
no
no feeling.
Into a telekinesis, another rebound for some extra speed. That roll hit! Cinderbrew magnetized. They've got the silence with the Geomagnetic Grip, but Skylark's going to be in front of him. Ooh, the kick as well as the roll. Excalibur, though, hit with the Flame Break, and it doesn't look as though Greece is going to reinitiate, and I think maybe they've learned their lesson. By the way, Batrider 1 in 12. I did not realize how many times he's died.
1 and 12. Well, I mean, Spartan is pretty much...
And, I mean, the supports have died... To be fair, the supports have died 23 of the 31 times on the team.
Yeah, no, I was just going to mention that. I think Spartan is one of the most five out there that you can see. Yeah. He always buys super support items. He never really, cares much about being in the limelight. But yeah, 12 deaths. Bad Rider, I don't know if I'm convinced by the hero. I don't even think he played it poorly. It just feels kind of weak.
And I thought maybe, and this could have been a poor itemization choice, but I said to you, Marcy with the BKB is going to be a 4th core, but elected to forego it for Blink Dagger, and we'll have the BKB now, but I don't know if they'd be in this situation if they had the availability of the Marcy earlier, and Marcy's going to die again, so that BKB is going to be pushed even further back. But, the BKB is going to feel good at any point for Marcy, but it might have prevented what's happening now if it was on the Marcy earlier.
Surprisingly, though, the game is pretty much back to even in terms of net worth. The Dia is really out-efficiencying them.
Yeah, it never really got too far out of hand
they
for
got the
either team,
Bruno.
I'd say. But yeah, Skylark again. How do you survive all this? You've got the AC, you have the double bracers, the pipe, but your Spirit Vessel, it'll have a charge when you die. He's going for Crimson Guard, and he is tanky, but when everybody's there, it doesn't quite matter. Lasso, this is another one of those choices that we got to see if it works out for the side of Greece, because they're choosing to re-engage. Pablo, oh no, they caught Spartan. Homing missiles coming in, flak cannon damage, and they will get this kill. Spartan adding another death to the tally. Another one of those you could have left moments. Also, yeah, Skylark going between Basher and Crimson Guard.
Basher, Brewmaster, huh? That would be an interesting one. Can't say I've seen that too many times.
Yeah, but he went back to the Crimson Guard.
Yeah, so it's really just completely full aura.
Level 20 for Brewmaster. Maybe we have to start looking at 25s, especially Focus. He's a level 24. Because they're going to have the experience lead for cores, but these supports are going to be very, very ahead.
Very, very ahead, yes. But at the same time, that also means they're worth a lot more gold, right? So every time they die...
Yes. That's where it says Sweden's up 5 levels, but those levels come from the supports. Because the cores, Ursa's the highest.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll get his 25 soon enough.
We'll yet have to see also what Marcy can do with that
Skylark again.
No Doom though this time. He's really tanky.
He's got the AC, he's got the pipe.
And 31 armor.
On this Aegis, or on this Roche.
Yeah, he's ridiculously tanky. Especially if he gets the green Bruling off the earth. I think he's gonna have like what, 60 armor with that? Like a ridiculous amount.
It's a lot.
Smoke and smoke action. Well, actually, only the Doom is smoked.
Yeah, Doom has the ninja gear. So.
Yep. So, what are they exactly looking for?
They smoke there as well. The rest of them. Windrunner spotted, but now the dust is there with that Ags. Obviously has that invisibility. They're going to go after the Brewmaster. The Gleipnir's going to be used with BKBs coming out. They've got the Sunray on top of them. They'll go for this Doom. They'll get the kill very quickly. His buyback. He also has an outpost to go to, and these BKBs were used early on this side of Greece. So they're going to start to retreat, and I think this is the wise move. Skylark, though, is he caught? That is the question. This Earth Panda, as well as the Bat Rider, getting caught. 2 heroes dead. They got the Doom to buy back. Stun from the Earth Panda onto the Doom. And they do have Doom if they want to use it. He is very tanky, but not tanky enough. And 3 heroes will die. Skylark doesn't have buyback. So again, now Roche could be here for Sweden if they choose to just get it immediately. They'll get the 42-minute Wisdom Rune.
They should know it's up as well. Or at least check for it. They're not yet, though. They're wasting a lot of time.
Yeah, still 60 seconds without Skylark.
Yeah. Still have the Doom also, in case they find focus.
And so he just has, or this Roche has Refresher Shard too.
Yeah, it's getting tougher and tougher. Free Refresher for Doom is obviously going to be a huge deal. Right. And Gold Leader just... Ooh, they fight the Rubik. He's a big kill. Lots of money.
Yeah, Pablo is a big kill, and he's dead for 90 seconds. No buyback.
He was also there all by himself. Makes you wonder what was he doing there. Also gives Ursa the 25 now. He's very strong. Oh, Phoenix next on shopping block maybe?
BKB by Doom and the jump in, but that allows now Doom to be used on the Ursa, though with no real repercussions. They get the kill on Ajibe, they'll take out a third. He doesn't have buyback either. He's dead for 2 minutes because he bought back in that bottom fight. They'll look for the gyro. They're trying to force out this BKB.
If a Shackle hit, ooh, beautiful.
Shackle does land. Gleipnir is there. Abyssal Blade on the Earth Spirit. Oh, his BKB, the Magnetize comes through. They've got the last one. They get the kill on a 2, though. They turn this around with a flat cannon. buyback from the Phoenix, but Excalibur has no buyback. These 3 heroes are dead for so long.
Shouldn't really be able to get too much though, because they are also super low. They don't have really any cooldowns available. Oh, yeah, a quick Abyssal Blade could potentially kill someone else, so they have to be careful still. Oh, now suddenly 5 KD to the dire side. That one Ruby kill snowballed so hard. Now into the Tormentor potentially. I can get it. Yes, they will.
Skylark with the shard, one that's going to be helpful for him. We shall see how this goes. So we're at the 45-minute mark. There's the MKB for Gyro. That'll help quite a bit.
Yeah, now Windrange just needs one too. And she's also incredibly tanky. Oh, you can lasso the creep!
Yeah. Oh, whoa, wait. They just killed the courier with the full MKB on it.
Yeah, Skylark killed it, snapped it somewhere.
That's massive. That is huge. I mean, that is 3 minutes without this MKB. Certainly time to make an impact. I think Sweden feel the need to have to go high ground, and that could be problematic.
I mean, they don't have bad riders, so it's not a terrible decision, right? They also have the Aegis. As long as they're careful with it. Ace just delay them a bit.
They've got the banner down. They take the tier 3. They'll look to get this Rax. And
get the tower, but it's all I can get because Bedra is about to respawn.
Where?
Where's Ursa hiding?
Oh, okay. Ursa's in the base. He got doomed.
Right, of course.
Telekinesis, Skylark.
I have no damage for that. No way.
No doom now. Is this the moment to go? Has Refresher Shard, though, so. But yeah, only getting the tier 3 out of that is potentially not enough. Windrunner level 26. Focus Fire kills advance the cooldown by 18 seconds. If they can get that, obviously it's going to be a little bit tough.
Yeah, his damage output is not that high. He doesn't really have many damage items. I say not that high. Obviously, Universal Hero 400 damage is still quite a bit, but no Daedalus, no MKB, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not on the high ground again. Or they're looking for a lasso potentially.
Farmed.
Dude, A just runs out in 10, man.
They don't have TP yet on the Ursa. Now he's got it. Now he's going to be forced back. They've got the Flame Break.
5
the homing missile
seconds.
coming through. Skylark in these trees in an interesting spot. They've got themselves the Bash. But the Stolen Lasso, that's going to be through onto the Ursa. They've got the control. They have the silence. They're going to use the Doom with the Refresher Shard. They go to the Supernova. They look for the damage. And no, that was actually Doom without Refresher Shard. They refreshed and have Doom again. They need to be careful. Lincoln's pop Doom once more. They'll buy back on the Ursa. They don't have the Aegis anymore. There's going to be Windrunner being chased. The roll's going to come through and hit some of the Batrider. They've got the Marcy over here with this Brewmaster. They'll use the Abyssal Blade. It controls up Excalibur, who's going to lose that BKB in just a second. Do they have the damage with the Blade Mail being used? Telekinesis onto the Marcy with the Unleash, but they'll get the kill there. Has buyback as well. This could be Sweden locking up the game if they force more buybacks and get these kills. But they start to retreat, and they've lost nothing yet.
Yeah, they're basically, what do they use? One Refresher Shard and that's it. They're still ready to fight. Still want to knock on the high ground.
They do not have Doom anymore, though, so without that Doom, Skylark is very tanky. He still has Primal Split. They don't have an Aegis here, but they do have a Satanic on Gyro, so theoretically has a second life in that. With those buybacks used, the game rolls back to even. Excalibur spotted, Blink, Lasso, Geomagnetic Grip's not going to be in time. They go to the Blink as well as the Abyssal Blade. They've got themselves the Lotus Orb as well as the Ghost Scepter, but the Flame Break, they'll get a kill. The Gleipnir is going to be used there onto the Earth Spirit, so they don't have the catch for Hanskin as well as Pablo. The chase is on, though. Thug has a Shackle shot. TP's right by a tree. Oh, instead it's going to be the Phoenix who has the Aeon Disc. This is a Yule's. Should be into an Icarus dive, but the Flame Break is well timed. They'll stop that dead for 2 minutes.
Very nice back and forth game. As you said, no buyback on the Phoenix. It's a huge time window for them. There won't be any Roshan anytime soon, so they should probably just try to fight 4v5. Phoenix is a huge pickoff. He obviously is the Hex carrier. Also the one that has the Yules. Maybe we can even force out the buyback of the Earth Spirit. Right, there we go.
They might even up their axe at least.
Yeah, well, they know it's 4v5 at most.
Telekinesis, Skylark, very tanky, has the Primal Split, also has that Shark, and at any time they go to the Doom, it's on the Ursa. They needed to catch him, but he's out of the fight for a little bit, and really not out of the fight for that long. Doom's already off of him. He got the Enrage off, so he's fine. Jimmy's dead for 100 seconds.
Has buyback, but no Doom. Yeah. I'm not sure why they felt the need to go in there again. Like, you're one down. You have the direct if you have to. You have to take a massive front line.
Again. Skylark so tanky. Spartan's gonna die, I think, to the flak. Focus Fire doing a lot of damage, but there's the Satanic Thug was in way too far. They also get Skylark. They need to get the Ursa out. The TP is just in time, but it's an ultra kill for Hanskin. All 4 heroes, that being said, have buyback on the side of the Dire.
And they'll have to use them.
Doom
How many though?
Seconds.
That's a great question.
Doom is up in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's a quick one. Now they're going to try to force High Ground again. But there's no bad Rider to drag out of position immediately. So, not that scary. I actually would have liked it if Bad Rider bought back first, just so they have the threat.
So there's the racks. Even looking towards tier 4s, I think they're just trying to really force these buybacks.
That's the best thing you can do right now. Force the buybacks. Because at this
They're trying
point,
to hold
gold
out.
doesn't really matter that much anymore. Can they hold out is the real question.
Doom is back up. Skylark doesn't have Primal Split for 2 more seconds. And they've got the silences out there. The Doom's going to be placed on a Skylark. He's dead. He bought back. They don't have Primal Split. They get the kill to the Gyro. They take out Hanskin. They're going to have that, but the throne's going to be exposed. They go to the Supernova, and Gyro's just going to TP in. They don't have a glyph. They have nothing to control this game up, and I think Sweden might win it, but they have to get the kill on the Gyrocopter. You've got the Abyssal Blade. They look for the right click, so they get the kill on the Spartan. They'll take out Hanskin.
No
no! He doesn't have buyback anymore. Sweden might have thrown it away with this kill. Oh, Jibe dies. They'll go after the rest. The Telekinesis up in the air. Bengen's going to be next on the list. They get 4 heroes. Then they'll look over at the Earth Spirit. They'll buy back on Phoenix as well as the Rubik. Hanskin died so quickly. Oh, thought he had the survivability, but the Abyssal Blade was there.
Yeah, I mean, all he found was his death. Man, brutal. Like, if they lose the game off that, actually, can they hold off without them? Both of them, no buyback. It's gonna be very tough. They have no real way to clear waves either. Yeah.
They might just go straight tier 4s themselves. They've got the lasso. It's on the Earth Spirit. Oh, geez. No buyback. All 3 cores are dead. It's up to your supports.
What can they really do? They have hacks. No
this is Greece holding on to their throne, holding on to qualify for IESF finals, and they are going to put it together and end this one 2-0 over Sweden after this glyph expires. There is nothing they can do to stop it. They've already called GG, and Greece the turnaround at the throne to win this entire series 2-0. Wow.
Actually clutching it out towards the end there. I thought, honestly, Sweden had that one for sure. Like, it looked so good for them. And then they were just way too overeager to rush to the throne. They didn't have to do that. But again, Dota is a game of split-second decisions.
Yeah.
So,
they felt the need that they had to.
Late game Dota, man. Anything can happen, really. He died in like 2 seconds, even though he's like full slotted.
Yeah. He felt the need to try and make it happen, and this was a close game. This is really what we wanted in game number 1, and we ended up getting it here in game number 2, close to where both thrones end up exposed. I mean, the throne on the side of Greece was down to about half health. If Gyro was able to maybe have a BKB or something to just hold on, then they would have been able to do it. But
yeah, it was definitely a much more fun game than game 1.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we wanted, right, from the two teams. I'm actually surprised that Sweden managed to put up a fight as much as they have. I thought Greece was going to be stronger than that. Well, they don't have to worry about that anymore because Greece is through. They will not be facing them, well, until the finals, potentially.
That is facts, and it looked so close for Sweden, and you could see this hold right here. Gyro just dies so quickly. They had the Abyssal Blade. They had Ursa. The buybacks used effectively by the side of Greece. I mean, almost a slip-up with the fact that Skylark used this BKB, and he was the one to die first. They knew who to doom, and that was the perfect move. It could have all fallen apart right there for Greece, but they held on and get the 2-0, and they qualify for the finals in November.
Yep, held it together very nicely, as you said. Well played. An expected favorite that went through, but as I said, I'm also expecting Sweden to go through no problem.
Yeah, so they'll be playing the winner of our next series, which is Romania against Turkey. So we'll be seeing who wins that, because we're going to be back with that in 45 minutes. So we'll see you guys soon. Take care.